6.13, we are going to postpone to the very next meeting of 2/16/21.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Cross, supported by Councilman Mazur. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. I have a motion to approve acceptance of the minutes of the meeting held on January 19th, 2021, and dispense with the oral reading.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Remick, supported by Councilwoman Croft. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. This now takes us to Mayor Communications. Mayor Sollers, do you have anything?
Mr. Chairman, I do not. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. We now move on to the regular part of the agenda. Item 6.1 is a motion to approve purchase of the National Hose Testing and Preventative Maintenance for $8,000, and this is funded through General Fund Fire Department for repair and maintenance.
Motion. Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Winton, supported by Councilwoman Croft. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries.
Tim,
Oh, I'm sorry.
before we go to the next one, could you explain why we're not open to the public so everybody understands before the meeting goes on here?
Sure. Yeah, so basically, we are still under governor orders. And from our legal advice, we don't want to go against any of those orders. There's a number set in place. I don't know the exact number, but if we allowed people to come to the meeting and we refused anyone, then we would be in violation of the Open Meetings Act. So until the numbers are lifted to where we could legally allow people to come in without violating any orders, we're going to have to continue doing it this way. So if you do have any questions or comments, you can reach out to Michelle Shinovar at City of Taylor, and then Clerk Bauer, the same email address, and ask questions for anything on the agenda, or if you have any comments you'd like to put forth. Okay, anybody else have? All right, so we're going to move on to item 6.2. And is a motion to amend CCR number 7.285-20 from July 7, 2020 meeting to add 1,500 to blanket PO Michigan Maintenance Supply Company contract to bring up the total amount to be used in the account funded through General Fund Fire Department to operating account.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Remick, supported by Councilwoman Croft. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. 6.3 is a motion to approve the purchase from Gear Grid Fire Company for the purchase of 36 additional secure boxes to house and secure their new radios for the suppression personnel for the amount of $3,300.
Motion.
Support. Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Winton, supported by Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion?
Oh, Mr. Chair, could we, being that we didn't have sound last night for a lot of this, could we please have the Deputy Chief come up? A lot of these agenda items were answered to us last night, but because they couldn't hear at home. We can explain what this is all about.
Yes, good evening, Council Chair, everyone else. Where you're here is we had a grant last year, a regional grant through the AFG, Assistance to Firefighters Grant. With that grant, we combined with the Western Wayne Mutual Aid Agreement. We got new base radios, new portable radios, things of that nature. Part of the grant award was to issue each suppression member their own radio so we don't have any cross-contaminations, things of that nature, and carcinogens taken home. With that, we had to give them a place to secure these radios because they are federal property through the grant, this and that. So the best way to do it was buy these gear boxes, which go into our gear racks. They're specially made for our gear racks, things of that nature. They're roughly, you were asking the question, I actually have one out in my truck if you'd like to see it, but they're 7 inches by 18 by 18, if I remember correctly, up by quick measurements I took. They also are in your information packet here. With that, we had to buy these to secure the radios. They do have a hole in them to put a lock on there, so if they want to lock up their stuff, such as a wallet or anything of that nature, or if they're out for the 24-hour shift, they can lock it up and it is secured. The employee would be responsible for that radio if anything happens to it or whatnot. Hopefully it doesn't. That's why we're getting the racks and storage for them.
So you had mentioned last night that they usually take the radios home, which costs...
No. No, they have never taken radios home.
Okay, well, I mean, but they're not secure, is what I meant
Correct.
to say. They're not secure, and those radios are cost at what?
Approximately $5,000 a piece.
A
for the
piece.
portable just for the portable radio that the suppress workers carry with them. We're not talking about the base radios in the stations or in the vehicles. Just
So
the
this
portable.
would be so that they could secure it, lock it up?
Correct.
And you said it's an 18 by 18 by 7 approximately?
Correct.
Kind of like a deposit box kind of thing?
A little bit bigger, but yes,
And you do have room for these?
yes. With our turnout gear and everything else, we're trying to keep anything that's contaminated, because we do carry these radios into a fire, is in our apparatus bay. We do not bring it into our living quarters or anywhere else where the public would be. We try not to, at least. So we're keeping them in our apparatus with our turnout gear.
And I had asked the question last night, how many of these do you already have? And you said none.
One.
You have one?
We have
Okay.
one, yes, the demo
Is that the
model.
sample?
Yes, that's all my truck.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you for
You're welcome. Any
explaining
other
that.
questions?
Anybody else have anything? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. 6.4 is a motion to approve the deficit elimination plan resolution related to the MIDC grant fund for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2020.
Motion.
Support?
Yeah, a motion by Councilman Remick, supported by Councilwoman Pats. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. 6.5 is a motion to approve KCI printing for the postage associated with mailing the 2021 assessment change notices for real and personal property in the amount not to exceed $9,483.
Make a motion?
Support.
Yeah, I have a motion by Councilman Johnson, supported by Councilman Remick. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Item 6.6 is a motion to approve the small business relaunch grant application for case number 2020-035 for a total amount of $7,500, and this is funded through the Community Development Block Grant COVID-19 Fund.
Motion?
Support.
Yeah, I have a motion by Councilwoman Pat, supported by Councilman Missouri. Is there any discussion?
Did Mr. Baum come up and explain what he said last night?
And just remind everybody, the open business item is related to this.
Yeah. Good evening, Chairman Woolley, City Council. This is from last night, to reiterate, this is the final grant award for the first round of the COVID funding that the city received. You'll be voting on another item here at 6.8 that we will propose to HUD that will add $75,000 into that fund so that we can help 10 additional businesses.
You have a waiting list for that already?
Through the chair, we do, but they will have to fill out a new application because the application can't be date before we receive the funds.
So anybody interested in that would want to get in as quick as possible because it's very limited.
Yes, we will make an announcement once, if this body approves it, we send it to HUD and they will send back a funding agreement. At that point, we can make a formal announcement.
Thank you, Chuck. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. 6.7 is a motion to approve setting a public hearing at the regularly scheduled city council meetings on February 16, 2021 and March 2nd, 2021 to receive community input concerning the City of Taylor Fletcher Park improvements proposal submission for the Michigan Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund grant application.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Yeah, I have a motion by Councilman Johnson, supported by Councilwoman Winton. Is there any discussion?
Through the chair, Mr. Bond, can you explain last night the difference between us not approving Fletcher Park last time and what this is?